Alright, today we are going with a Midwest staple, and that is tater tot casserole. Depending on where you are in the Midwest, you might also hear this be called tater tot hot dish. Casserole versus hot dish is kind of a sub-regional thing. But to get us started, I have our oven preheating to 375, and then I have roughly 1 pound of ground beef going on the stove, and we're just going to brown that. To that, I'm going to take maybe 1/4 of an onion here and just chunk it up. Dice it into smaller pieces. And then once our beef is browned, we're going to drain some of the fat, add the onions, and then just continue to cook that down for maybe 4 to 5 minutes. Now we're at a point where our beef is mostly browned. It's still got a little bit of cooking to do, but again, we're going to throw the onions in there. We drain most of the fat out. So we're going to add our onions. And we're going to add just a little bit of salt. Mix this in, and again we're going to let it cook down for 4 or 5 minutes. I'm working on probably a medium heat here. One last thing we're going to add is just a little splash of Worcestershire sauce. I can never say that one. Get that in there. Again, just give it a stir. Let everything cook down. Alright, we've let this come together a little bit. Now I just turn the heat off. We're going to mix the rest of our ingredients in this pan so we don't make a mess. Don't make an unnecessary mess in other dishes. Here I've got French cut green beans, if you're not familiar with those. They're basically just green beans that have been cut in half. Normal green beans would work as well, but these are a little bit thinner, so they're a little bit nicer in the casserole. They've been drained. We're just going to dump those in there. Gonna take 1 can cream of mushroom soup. I have another on backup just in case this doesn't quite make enough. Here we've just got corn. It's been drained. We're going to add about 1/2 can here. And then start mixing together and see where we're at. I think I'm going to go ahead and add that 2nd can of cream of mushroom soup. The cream of mushroom is very condensed, so keeping a little bit of heat after cooking our ground beef is going to help a little bit. But now I'm just going to mix the rest of this together and get it in our casserole dish. Now the only thing we have left to do before we throw it in the oven is to add our tater tots. So here is a bag of normal tater tots. And we're just going to start layering them on top. I have seen some people will put a layer of shredded cheese down before the tater tots. As strange as it might be to say growing up in Wisconsin, that is not something my family did. So it's not something I'm going to be doing. But that is also a common way to prepare this. So again, 25 to 30 minutes. Just enough to get our tater tots cooked all the way through, get them nice and golden brown, and we're ready to go. When I was little, I used to eat this with ketchup on top because everybody knows that ketchup and tater tots just go together. But as I've grown, I tend to not put anything on top of this when I eat it now. But this is just a dish that really reminds me of growing up, reminds me of my childhood, so I've got a sentimental connection to it. But again, super easy, tasty, minimal ingredients. You feed a whole family, great for leftovers. And there you have it.